L back at it again, doing me, peace and love reflections. We here for another soulful tunes on stereo. But we always here for mindful, motivational, manifesting money Mondays. Whichever the M may be for you, plug it in, chime in, and let's get started. My name is JoJo, also known as the Master of Manifestations, and Gizero folks, depending on the platform you are on. Today's topic is, what do you want to be seen as? This is a very interesting topic because a lot of y'all don't really think about it. And I think about it all the time. But I realize that so many people aren't aware of what they want to be seen as compared to what do people see them as. What does this topic mean to you? Well, this topic for me is really dear to home because I'm noticing a lot of people around me want me to see them in a certain light. They want me to see them in a light that they really don't reflect. It's like having a flashlight. You turn it on and you want it to show some light on things. But when you turn it on, it shows instead of a white light, a green light. But you was expecting a white light so you could see. A lot of y'all out here shining green lights and think y'all got a white light. A lot of y'all don't even turn your flashlights on all the way to even be able to see to begin with. A lot of y'all hoping that instead of being a regular 9-volt flashlight, you want to be a LED 16-volt flashlight. You know what I'm saying? And y'all still 9-volt flashlights. Y'all is running around here being a bunch of 9-volt flashlights. And for me, what do you want to be seen as is very important. If I want to be seen as a light, I'm not trying to be a person in a cave in the dark alone. Peace be upon you, Brother Jay. I'm glad you could jump on for this topic because I need a second mind for this because I can only reflect when I'm reflect on it. And the topic is, what do you want to be seen as? And not what do people see you as? Because that's completely different. But what do you want to be seen as?
I like this topic. Peace and blessings. And thank you for having me on as always, man. Allowing me to join in. This is going to be a profound topic because people got to understand what they want to be seen as is going to be is going to derive from within. You know what I'm saying? It's going to derive from who you are at your core. Because you got to think because this is going to call for transformation. The only way people can see you as, let's say, what you want to be seen as is if you become what you want to be seen, because it starts inside and it's gonna manifest in the physical plane, in the physical realm. So you got, before we can even get to, because who you want to be seen as is the question. That's a great question.
That's the
And
question.
why you will be seen as that is gonna be a secondary question, and that's gonna lead up to what are you doing to ensure that that's what you're seen as. So I'm excited about this topic, and I think it's gonna be one for the books.
Yo, you hell on the specific reason for the topic. Because that's the pattern. A lot of people think they like, hey, for instance, you can think in your head you the most beautiful person in the world, right? You can walk around and be like, this is what I want to be seen as, or the most beautiful person in the world. But then you yelling at people, backbiting people, stabbing people, being judgmental, being jealous, always argumentative because you think you're the most beautiful person in the world because that's what you want to be seen as. But what do you really be seen as from people is some person that they don't want to be around, a negative person. And you running around here talking about some, I'm the most beautiful person in the world. And don't nobody see you as that. And then you always complain, talking about, hey, why nobody like me? Why nobody care? Why people just jealous of me? Because that's not what you seen as. I'm seen as a blunt person. According to my sister, she said, JoJo, you too blunt for people to handle, and it makes them reflect too much on themselves. She said it's too hard. And I was like, what's so hard about the truth? She said, well, they can't handle the truth. You run around here not even trying to be truthful or honest. You just do what you doing and minding your own business. But just in doing that, people see you as something that they want to be, but they also see you as somebody they can't be. and that reflects to them in a negative way because it's showing them they lack. And I was like, I'm not trying to be seen as anything. I'm just trying to be myself. You know, if you see me,
You
you
know,
see me. If you don't, you don't. But at
you
the
know,
same time, what you see is up to you. Yes, brother Jay.
my bad for interrupting your wisdom, but I wanted to share this because the reason why people feel that way and the reason why you're reflecting that way is because you're accountable. You hold yourself accountable. You understand truth and what it means to not live in a world of delusion. You live in a world of truth. And accountability means your bluntness is basically letting them know, you know what I'm saying? Because you hold yourself accountable as well. And people aren't used to that. So it comes off as bluntness, it comes off as direct when really all you're doing is holding yourself accountable and holding others around you accountable in the same light. And people aren't used to that because that's not who they are inside. They're not reflecting. That's not what they reflect. So your accountability disturbs them. It disturbs the energy. It ruffles their feathers because now either they have to look inside and find truth in it, or they'll look inside and continue to live in their delusions. Either way, it's it's not what they want. It's not what they want at that time. It's not what they want overall because most people truly just are okay with whatever existence they have to the degree of, hey, I want more, but I'm not going to hold myself accountable enough to get more. I'm not, because you have to think about it. It takes a certain level of directness, as in, I got to call myself out on my bullshit. I got to call myself out on why I'm not where I want to be at. And then I got to make a transformation to reflect where I want to be. And most people don't want to put in the work.
Most definitely. Let's see what this voice message say. Peace upon you, Sister Chocolate. Glad you could listen in on it today.
Peace and wellness, y'all. I'm glad that I can at least tune in and listen. I love this topic. If y'all don't know, Monday is one of those reflection days for me, so I'm loving the conversation.
All praises to that. It's an interesting conversation. I got hit up with 3 different messages today, which led me to this topic. I noticed this in myself. What do you want to be seen as? Is very important. I have multiple investors, and I'm gonna call them that because that's as far as they could ever be. Because I see them as just investors, and I see them at the business at hand, which is teaching and learning. That's the business. So you investing in teaching and learning. When you invest into me, I don't care if it's your energy, your mind, body, soul, spirit, your finances. When you invest in me, you investing in the business at hand. Okay. In knowing this, I've seen a trend line in people who invest in me. And the trend line go this: they'll invest their time and energy to listen to me first. And then they determine if they want to give me increase through finances, right? They'll give me, and it's something about this. It's like the numbers. They'll be like 250. I'll give you 250 first. I'll take the 250 and do exactly what I say I'm gonna do with the 250, right? And they be like, "Oh, she's accountable. Oh, she's great. She's telling the truth," type thing. Then they'll tap into it. They'll be like, "Hey, JoJo, I feel like I want to give you a little bit more." They'll give me 250 again. And then I say, "Oh, here we go." And I already know where this is going. And it's going, now I want her attention on a different level. I seen what she was doing with it. Let me see if I can buy her attention. But in my mind, I'm just like, you investing it in the business at hand. And the business at hand is teaching and learning. Now, all I'm about to do is teach you for the 250. Now that 250 price come with an ego hit. And like Brother Jay said, it's like an accountability hit and a reflection hit. And I already know where the lesson about to go. I don't even gotta do nothing but continue my day. I don't even think about the lesson plan no more. I just live my life. They hit me with the second 250. And then they start to call me at 6 a.m., call me at midnight, call me at 8 o'clock as if they 250 The second 250 gives them the level and the access for late night and early morning calls. I call them booty time calls. I call them other partner calls. I call them your man, your girlfriend type energy, your husband and your wife type energy. If you married and you with your wife and your husband, y'all living together, you're not trying to wake up, pick your phone up to talk to nobody at these times, because that's the self-reflected companion time. You feel me? So when these people hit their second 250, they think that acknowledges them and gives them access to that time. I 100% ignore them. As soon I already know where it's coming. When I get the increase, I say wait for it, and it only coming like the next day or 2 days later. They'll hit me with it. I'll just look at the call, ignore it. Yeah, I'll be online. It even say I'm online. Why? Because I don't want them to understand that that's the light I see them in. They want to be seen as it. That's why the second increase came. That was they want. But did they say that's what they wanted? No. Did they ask for access? No. Access denied. You see what I'm saying? When you don't express what you want and you ask for something through other means, you most likely not gonna get what you want. Because why? You want to be seen as something, but what you seen as is not what you're seen as. You see? So they want to be seen as a partner, but they just seen as an investor. You know what I'm saying? Investors come after 8:30. I talk to all people that invest after 8:30. Why? Because that's not the time frame I give companions, partners, and intimate relatives. You see what I'm saying? I don't give them after before 6:30 in the morning. I mean 8:30 in the morning. And after 6:30, that's special people. If you talk to me after 6:30, you special. You in the inner circle. I only talk to inner circles after 6:30 p.m. I don't care what time frame you're on. So if you think that your investments get you access to after 6:30 calls, it don't. But I'm noticing the pattern. People want me to see them as something because they gave me increase. Y'all, I don't see y'all as anything other than you gave me increase. You see what I'm saying? And if you understand what you've seen as, you can say, did she reach out to me after 6:30? Or am I reaching out to her? How many times have I reached out to her? Then that'll tell you what you've seen. How I see you is if I reached out to you. Now, I most likely didn't. I most likely didn't. And most likely before you gave me the increase, you reached out to me and said, JoJo, I was thinking about you. You didn't hear JoJo say, I reached out to you. Um, I was thinking about you. No, you didn't hear that. You heard you was reaching out to JoJo. You can do it 50 million times if you want to. I don't care. I'm open to it. I'm always open to receive. I'm always in a position to receive. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all not in a position to receive or open to receive. And when you receive, it's always got strings on it that you think you can't cut the strings because you want to be seen as a type of way. You want to be seen as a person that is humble. You want to be seen as a person who don't need. You want to be seen as a person who's a damsel in distress or a man that's struggling. You want to be seen like this, but really you just like everybody else. We living, breathing beings who still need food, water, gas, and shelter. You didn't hear finances come into that. Food, water, gas, and shelter. I said food, water, gas because we could say energy, but they come in all forms and shapes. So we're gonna say gas because it's also in vehicles. It's also in you can cook with. It's so much work, but we're gonna say it like that. You feel me? What do you want to be seen as? Why you send me increase? Just be front with it. A lot of y'all, like Brother Jay said, we're talking about accountability and reflection. What is the lesson that these people get? And it's not just one person. It happens all the time. It's like a cycle with me. And I wait for the cycle. This is how I know who's sowing and who's not. After the second cycle, they'll hit me with the 250, and then they'll realize that JoJo's not reaching out. If they hit me up with another increase, I know what it's about. They want the increase in attention exchange. That's what they want. But if they hit me up with a back-to-back phone calls, that's the screaming, did you see me? Do you see me? Please see me. Oh my God, it's desperation. I ignore all that too. I don't care if you like, share, comment every post after that because they do. I'll ignore it. Why? Because that's not the energy I'm trying to give you. Energy is sowing. Sowing don't have the exchange of ropes. Sowing don't got that I gave to you. Now I want it. I want something back. Sowing say I seen what you needed and I fulfilled your needs, and I hope you get what you want. but this is what I had to offer based on the level that I'm on. I'm not trying to be seen as nothing. I'm just here. That's a sower. You see, Sister Chocolate is a sower. Because Sister Chocolate don't say, JoJo, I need, I won't, give it to me. Sister Chocolate say, this what I got to offer, JoJo. Take it or leave it. I'm here though if I can be. I'm not here if I can't. Please don't take it into offense, but this is what I got. This is what I came to the table with. This is it. If you accept it, JoJo, it's what you accept. It's how you see it is what I'm at. I'm here. This is a sower. Brother Jay is a sower. He said, JoJo, this is what I got to offer. This is what I can do. This is the time I have. If I don't have the time, this is what I have to offer. JoJo is the same way. I'm a sower. I give all the time, all the attention that I can give, but I'm not gonna break my back. If you read in, I believe, page 23 of She Be the Sowing Dog, check it on Amazon Kindle, and you can also download it on moment.so. She was sitting there sowing in her yard, waiting on the rain. And Max came and he said, I will help you sow into your fields. And he began to sow into her fields. And at the same time they both were sowing into her fields, she stopped and saw his fields still needed nurturing. Max was breaking his back to sow into Shebe. What did he want it to be seen as? I don't know. Only Max knew what he wanted to be. But he had neglected his own fields to help Shebe. Was he trying to show the other dogs that he was a man or he could be the big dog or whatever? We don't know. Was he showing it because he liked her? We don't know. Was he doing it because he wanted something from her? We don't know. But we know his feels was lacking. And because his feels was lacking, he was like focused on what she had going on. He was lacking. He wasn't even in increase. He was lacking because he was trying to help when he couldn't. That's not sowing really. Because Shebe was sowing because in the midst of seeing all this going on, in the midst of the rain, in the midst of having somebody help her, Max was an investor, you feel me? She looked over and seen his fields. And what did she do? She said, I'm going to work on my field. And when I got time to help Max field, I'm going to go and tend to Max field because he goofy. He don't even notice he need tending to his own yard. He's so goofy. He's just running behind her, just doing anything she want him to do. She done took him back to his field, work on his field. Then come on back to her field, work on her field because she had time to do it. She didn't say, you know what, Max over here help me with my field. My field still need help. Let me just stop working on my own field. Let me go work on Max's field and then call it a day. And both of us in lack. No, she took the time out. Y'all got to understand what you want to be seen as. She was a sewing dog. Okay? Max was just a friend in need or a friend that was investing or a friend outside in the fields. He might not even been a friend. He might have just been somebody who was on the sidelines, who seen that something was harvesting. I mean, something was being sown and he seen a harvest of the future. A lot of y'all have people around you who see a harvest in you in the future and they waiting to get to the harvest. Even if they got to help you financially, spiritually, intellectually, time and attention wise, they just want the harvest. And as soon as the harvest come through, they gone. And you be like, why that friend? They be talking about these are seasonal friends. Baby, they wasn't friends at all. These were people who was ready for just the harvest. Some of these people not just want the harvest, but they want the future seed. And you out there sowing and you growing and you maintaining, you nurturing your seed and your harvest start to grow. And they say, hey, I've been helping you. Give me some of your harvest. They didn't even want the harvest. They just wanted the seed from your harvest so they can go do what? Sow and reap for themselves. And they pretend to be with you during the time of sowing, but they just was seeing your seed. They seeing what they can take and use you for. See, when you just come in for the harvest, you may be just consuming. You just want the fruits and the bountifulness and the glory, right? But a person that wants your seed, that's different. That's like the CPS. That's like the government. The government wants your seed. The government don't care what you do in your yard. They be like, yeah, they got a garden. Yeah, they got a farm. Yeah. Take all their seeds. Cut their seeds in half. Make their seed not bear any seeds after it's become harvest. Tap into them. They want to touch your seed. They want to touch your youth. Take their youth to school. Take them away from the school. Put them at work. Put the robots in there. Teach the children how to be a robot. You gonna have a child that's gonna be a good, upstanding citizen, but it's being taught by a robot. A robot can only teach you to be what? A robot. A teacher can only teach you to be what? A teacher. But if you got too many kids, the teacher is overwhelmed. So when now the teacher gets to teach you, the teacher now teaches the child how to be overwhelmed. Now you got ADHD children, you got non-focusable children, because the teacher can't focus on the child because it's too many children, and all the parents that can't focus on the child because either too many children or not enough time and attention. What are you bearing the fruit of? What are you being seen as? This is what's going on, you guys. And a lot of y'all not focused on the right things. So many y'all is focused on somebody else's harvest for either the harvest or the seed, and you're not focused on your own fields. Your fields ain't even able to receive the seed of the harvest that you're waiting on from somebody else. What you gonna do? You gonna go over there, sow into them, invest in them, and then say thank you for the seed. Then turn to your fields and be like, I can't even put the seeds in my field. Now I gotta go till. Now I gotta go harvest. I mean, now I gotta go and dig. Now I gotta fertilize. I gotta do all this stuff. Years and years pass by, you still holding the seed. The seed itself got a limited timeline. The seed's not waiting on you years after years after years for you to plant it. The seed itself got a timeline. You running around here holding the timeline, it's ticking. Now you got to go backtrack because you were so focused on somebody else's harvest and they seed. What do you want to be seen as? You want to be seen as somebody who was helping them through their time. So when they look back and be like, let me bless you. That's not a sower. A sower is somebody who see the need, for helps fulfill the need to their ability, and then continues to live their life, yo. This the message of today, guys. Y'all gotta really be focused, because I done heard people call me this morning talking about their relationships. Baby, I can't help you with your relationship. The last time I talked to you, what did I tell you? You living in a household that is all of y'all is sad. Y'all all sad for opposite things, different things, and similar things. Neither one of y'all want to address and be accountable of the reasons of y'all sadness, but y'all sitting in a household of sadness. Y'all can't afford to do nothing outside of the house, and y'all stuck inside the house breathing sadness. And then you want to reach out to me and be like, JoJo, can you come hang out with us? No, I don't want to put myself in a pot of sadness. I don't want to put my energy and invest my time, invest my money to be in a pot of sadness. Get yourself out of that pot of sadness. Come see me, because I'm over here happy, at peace, enjoying my life. That's why you reached out to me, because you've seen the harvest in which I'm over here sowing and preparing for. You've seen my harvest, and now you want what? You can't even take my seeds. You can't even if you had my seeds, you don't even know how to plant them. You don't even know how to nurture them. You don't even have the maintenance capability of understanding my seeds. Even if you took my harvest, you don't even know how to eat it. Do you boil it? Do you fry it? Do you cook it? You don't even know what to do with it. So many of y'all don't know what to do with other people's harvests, but you so focused on them that you can't see yourself. And people be looking at me and mad about it, but see yourself. Look at yourself. Ask yourself, why are you mad? Jealousy is a self-reflective tone. It is not something that just come upon you. It's an energy that says, what are you doing? That's all it says. Jealousy only asks that one question. What are you doing? I ain't doing nothing. Look at what they doing. It sparked that defensive mechanism, because accountability follows the voice of jealousy. It says, what are you doing? And then you run around talking about, well, I don't want to be accountable. They doing something to me. They look like that. Accountability is just standing next to jealousy, like, watch this. And then after you realize that you can't be accountable, it's like enviness come on. Well, fuck them. I hate them. I don't want to be around them. You start to sabotage. See the fruits that start to bear after you hit the question of jealousy. What are you doing? What do you want to do? It just asks you questions about yourself. And self-reflection is something a lot of people can't handle. That's why looking in the mirror when you obese and fat is hard, because you have to look at yourself and say, this is what I look like. This is what you look like. A lot of people can't look themselves in a mirror. Why? Because self-reflection starts to bring them into the spirit of accountability. And accountability can take them to a righteous path of peace and understanding, or a negative path of unaccountability. It could take them into the path of envy. It could take them to the path of hate, despair, depression. You see what I'm saying? What path to take you on? I don't know. But the question is, what do you want to be seen as? A jealous, depressed individual, or a peaceful, uplifting, understanding individual? What do you want to be seen as? A lot of y'all is over there on the path of jealousy and even thinking you're looking at peace. And you can see that in your fake gurus, your social media gurus. You can see it that way. They be sitting there talking about, we breathing, we loving, we here. You can see it in a lot of your preachers. Pastor T.D. Jakes did this mess, and I seen it the other day, and I'm gonna just put it out there. He used to post all these contents, and as soon as they flagged him and said he was out there with Diddy, he started looking at other preachers that was successful and mimicking them, mimicking the way they post things, mimic the way they write things, mimic the way they said things. He literally went from teaching certain things to posting, sowing to me. I'm a sower, worth sowing into. The only man I know that posts things like that is Prophet Joshua Holmes. Ain't nobody in Mike Murdoch. These are the only two prophets I know that write stuff about sowing. He gonna start because he seen they success. He started mimicking them to drag himself out of what? The darkness. He seen they harvest and try to take their seed, and it did not work for him because you look at his posts now, they changed because that did not work for him. His fields wasn't able to bear the roots of the seeds that he took. A lot of y'all not ready for that, but y'all want to talk about it to other people like you some sophisticated guru that know everything. But at the end of the day, you just seen as a social media influencer. Look at it that way. You ever notice that there ain't no tag for guru? When you look at the tag of what type of energy you doing on social media, it go entrepreneur, it go influencer, content creator, teacher. You see what I'm saying? It don't got guru on there. You'll never see it. Because none of y'all gurus. A guru is a sower. And they don't want to express that. They don't want y'all to sow. They want y'all to influence. They want y'all to drag people to y'all understanding, kicking and screaming, forcing them in fields that can't bear the fruits or the seeds of other people who are truly sowing. That's the message of today. Take that how y'all want to, but y'all got to start texting me this morning. I put up with it yesterday. I put up with it yesterday, and I don't want to put up with it no more. Invest in me only because you know you investing. You're not sowing into me if you're looking for a harvest from it. Keep your money. The Lord gonna bless me some other way. Keep your money. If you're not trying to invest, if you're not trying to sow, if you're not trying to see me get to the next level without saying, "Look at what I did," leave me alone. I don't care. I don't want it. And I'll tell you to your face, I don't want it. They'll be like, "Jojo, you said you needed it." I need the Lord to help me breathe so I can continue to do what I need to do so I can get out of here. That's what I need. I don't need your money. I would like it so it'd be easier for me to do the Lord's work, but I don't need it. You see what I'm saying? I can still do it. I can still do what the Lord want me to do, whether I have rent. I can still do what the Lord want me to do, whether I have a vehicle. I can still do what the Lord want me to do, even if I didn't have legs. Y'all, money ain't stopping me from doing what the Lord want me to do. Because if I didn't have a voice, I could sign language. If I didn't have the arms, I could still walk and show. If I didn't have the mouth or the head or the arms, my life path itself is going to show you what I've already done. Y'all, the Lord's work does not need the money. It is just something that makes the Lord work easier for you to do. Y'all, it's goofy to think that money is the way out to all things. No, it is the solution to all things because things are material and man-made, such as money. That's it. Brother Jay, what you got to say about that? I know that was that was a lot. I know how you got your notes going, but that was a lot to take in.
Hey, look, it's funny because I do got some notes over here, and it's okay. It was like story time, you know what I'm saying? So I was actually like, listening and writing notes. It's funny as I don't know what, because I definitely was taking notes. But it's cool though because like it was needed. People needed to hear that message, and what I gotta add to that is people they they don't know that with accountability you can actually change your circumstances. Going back to that overweight person that doesn't want to look in the mirror, or that doesn't want to step on the scale, or that gets mad or feel some type of way, gets jealous or envious when they're standing next to someone who possibly transformed their body or someone who is in great shape, right? They don't want to take that accountability, you know what I'm saying? Because you can actually, like I said, change your circumstances by being accountable. You know what I'm saying? The more accountable you are, the more control you have over, you know, your life and the things that transpire around you. I was telling my kids about this the other day. We're creative beings. We have the ability to manifest, the ability to change, the ability to reflect, to look inward, upward, outward. We have the ability to do a lot of things that can lead to creation, lead to cultivating the life that you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it starts with acknowledgement. It starts with being accountable. It starts with doing the works that will lead to a better situation. And the average person doesn't want to put that work in. The average person, instead of like, they'll stay away from the scale, they'll stay away from the mirror, they'll rather use more energy to run away from their problems than to look themselves in the face, look the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, the person in the mirror, the spirit in the mirror, and say, hey, it's time for a change. And I have the power to change. You know, if you don't like where you stay, you can move. You're not a tree. You can get up and move. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like how you look, and I encourage everyone, I'm not saying, you know, facial structure or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, you know, whether it's weight or flabby lunch lady arms or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You can change it. Like, you have the power to change it. And you don't even have to. And it's funny because a lot of people, they want to go initially towards, let me get this surgery, let me get this miracle drug, this miracle pill, whoop, 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 whoop. Man, everything that you ever needed is within you already. Why do you got to go outside of yourself to look for something? That's why people think that money is going to solve all our problems. But you got to think of all these celebrities that commit suicide or that are unhappy or whatever the case may be. You got a bunch of money and influence and whatever else they want. But guess what they don't have? They don't have inner peace and happiness. You know what I'm saying? They're mentally at a deficit or distressed because they haven't done the self-reflecting, the work needed in order to be who they truly want to be. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Your actions reflect, okay, who you are. So if your actions are that of a selfish person, that of you know, oh, I don't want to, I want to give you this, but I want something in return, or whatever the case may be. Your actions reflect. The sowers are going to sow. The people who are just trying to watch your harvest, or who want you to plant their harvest or whatever, they want you to cultivate theirs, like, it's gonna show. Because that's why I like, when I'm meeting someone or talking to someone, to actually let them speak, because they're doing is showing you who they are, whether it's through their words or through their day-to-day actions. You can see how someone lives. Like, when I ask someone, like, so, you know, what do you do in your you know, what do you do on your day-to-day? Oh, I be chilling. Dang, that's it? You just be chilling? You know what I'm saying? You just be chilling, that's it? Like, okay, so nothing else. So you're not building nothing, you're not doing nothing, you're not sowing nothing. I can only imagine where you're gonna be at, you know, in the next 5 years. Let me stay away from you, right? And people are so closed minded, they're so closed, they're not open enough to receive. They're willing to smother you, like you said, the people that are calling you, blowing you up. Hey, look at me, hey, this. They're smothering you. They're not allowing the space for things to grow and to be received. They're closed. So it's like you got this wonderful butterfly in your hand, but you close your hand, but you kill the butterfly, you crush the butterfly. So you're gonna destroy this relationship, or whatever field we're looking to cultivate, because you're so closed. You don't have, you're not open to receive what you were supposed to receive from the relationship, from the seeds that were sown. That's the scarcity mindset that people have. And most of the times they're not giving, they're trading. You know what I'm saying? Bob Proctor said you have to be a willing giver and a gracious receiver. If you're not willingly giving, you're trading. Like a lot of people, and they give you that increase, that 250. This is them trading. Like, okay, they're gonna give me this. I'm gonna give them this, and I'm gonna get that. They're not sowing from a place of abundance. They're trading from a place of scarcity. So it's like, okay, now I need to watch where the increase is coming from now, because they want the instant gratification. People are used to that. They're used to the instant gratification. They're used to, oh, I just went and bought this pair of shoes. I have the shoes. Oh, I just, you know what I'm saying, spent my money on this, but I have the item. They're used to it. They're not used to planting the seed, tilling the field, cultivating the seed, trimming, you know what I'm saying, watering it and tending to it for months or weeks until you finally get a harvest. They're used to trading one for another, and that's where people fall short at. That's that scarcity mindset. That's the world that we live in today. You have a lot of people that are looking for either something for nothing, or they're looking to trade and get something instantly. When you're natural and you're of the spirit and not the material world, then you know that things take time. I was telling someone this. They were asking for coaching, and they were like, well, how soon will I see the results? And I'm telling them, like, as far as, especially with what I do, fundamental investing, you can get results day one. But I told them, like, the education comes first, the results will come second. When you go to the gym, you don't just go like day one, now all of a sudden you're ripped, you're shredded, you have the body you've always wanted, you lost 100 pounds. You gotta go continuously. You know what I'm saying? You have to go, you have to put the time in, you have to put the work in. And then here's the thing, you'll develop the body, you will develop the skills that you need, or the form that you need in order to give you what you're looking for. Like, these are seeds sown right here. Putting that work in and sowing seeds. Trading is just like, I want something for nothing, I'm gonna give you this or give me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to put the work in. You don't want to actually, you don't have the patience to sow. You know what I'm saying? And that is where people fall short at. You don't just become something overnight. Like, you're not gonna sit here and in a week clean up all of your bad habits. But you can take, not even a week, I'm saying a day, clean up all your bad habits that are killing you. But what you can do is, over the course of the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, the next years or so, you can build up to where you are. JoJo, you're not where you are because it happened overnight. Sister Chocolate, you're not where you are because it happened overnight. I don't have the information, the education, or whatever, because it happened overnight. I built my way up to this. This is like 4 years of working for me in the spiritual realm, in the emotional realm, in the physical realm, in the, you know what I'm saying, in the mental realm. This is work, that I put in, and the results manifest after. The results come. The results come after. They don't precede. I think they said that in As a Man Thinketh. The results come after. They don't precede. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put in the work and do something and be something to get something. And all of this reflects. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the way people think, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they live, it all reflects. The outer reflects with the inner. That's how it works. And people don't have this understanding, so they continuously live in lack. That scarcity mind is what's driving them. That scarcity mind precedes that jealous mind, precedes that envious mind, precedes that, I call it the bitch brain, you know what I'm saying, that old whiny little, you know what I'm saying, a little whiny little, like, woe is me, victim, things aren't going my way, I don't need anybody, you know what I'm saying, I got it on my own, but you don't, because you would have done it, so people have to understand that accountability is going to be one of the foundations of creation, or improvement, I should say. If you want to reflect something on the outside, you have to become it on the inside first. A lot of people don't want to become different, or not even different, better. A lot of people don't want to improve. They want to improve their circumstances without improving their self first. Like they want to improve their look on the outer appearance, the maybe the weight that they have on them, or like I said, the lunch lady arms, or the lack of definition. But they don't want to become the version of themselves they need to become and put the work in order to achieve those levels of success. And that's what I wanted to add to that.
All praises to that level of increase in energy. Most definitely, I wanted to reflect and bring it to a perspective of understanding. I live in Costa Rica. I plant my seeds that I get after I eat. Sometimes people bring me seeds that I then can plant. Why do I plant these seeds? Because in my mind, my harvest is a plot of land that I can grow all things I want abundantly. That is my goal, right? In the midst of reaching my goals, while I'm planting seeds, I'm planting my seeds, and excess of the flow of what I have goes to the land in which I am sitting on, which is somebody else's. We call her Maria. All right. So Maria's land already is here. I sow into Maria's land alongside of nurturing the plants and the trees that I already want to be planted on my what? Harvestable land. You feel me? This is how you sow. You don't hear me saying I'm just sitting on Maria's land, figuring out Maria's land, nurturing just Maria's land. I think I want some land and therefore I'm not going to work toward when I get my land. I'm not going to do nothing for the goal. I'm not going to do nothing to acquire the goal. I'm working in a way that says I'm doing a little work for the land. I can't do too much work because it's going to overwhelm the land that I'm already on. I'm not going to do too much work because I don't got enough space to do what I want to do because it's what, not my space. But the space that I do have, let me do as much work as I can, help the land that I'm on so that I can what? Have a fruitful harvest in the future. How do I maintain the goal line? Because y'all call it the path, but I really like the goal line because sometimes a path is a path that means somebody walked onto it and it's created a path for you to follow. But a goal line is you envisioning something in any direction that you choose it to be, and that's where you see yourself going. So when I see my goal line, it's like my goal line is harvestable land. How can I maintain the sight of the line for my goals? Is that I participate in activities that the community can see me in. That they say, if we saw some land, we're going to tell JoJo. If we heard about some land, we're going to tell JoJo. If we have an opportunity to give her some land, we're going to think about JoJo because what? She has put us in sight. She has not put just us in sight, but we see her in the activities in which she is doing, not just for herself, but for Maria, not just for herself, but for others in the street, not just for others in the street, but she's making it seem worldwide so that somebody can see if they can help, if they can sow, if they can give, if they can bless, whatever the exchange may be, if they can do it, they can see it. She's sowing into not just one person because they close to her, but she's sowing into everybody. This is how a soul or energy should be. And notice I'm saying it should be. I'm not saying it is or it has to be, or this is the only way. It should be in this direction because you hit so many people with positive, nurturing, understanding, accountable energy. You see, at one time, than just saying, I'm just going to help me and Maria. I'm going to just nurture. I ain't going to tell nobody how we do it. I'm not going to tell nobody about no information. I'm not going to tell nobody nothing. Hold it to myself. And when I get land, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm not gonna tell nobody. That's not the spirit of a sower. We're working on ourselves, you guys, as a whole. Those that listen here, I hope that you're working on yourself. I hope you're being the best that you possibly can be every second, every day, every year, every minute. Stop just writing these one year at a time goals for yourself. You need to be better every second, every minute, every time you look at yourself, every time you hear yourself, every time you see yourself. When others see you, you need to be better than when they last saw you, so they can never turn to you and say, hey, you still think like that? You still look like that? You still? No, sir, I'm not a tree, like Brother Jay said. I'm not a tree. The Lord blessed me with movable roots. The Lord blessed me with an increase in mind. The Lord blessed me with the spirit of increase in general, so that I am not condemned to one spot like a tree. When y'all take on that spirit, when people say, be like a tree, be consistent, be stagnated, be at the mercy of others around you, because you never know what's going to change you. That's what they saying. And is that you? Is that who you want to be seen as? Is that what you want to be seen as? An unmovable force that can be moved outside of your own will. That's why the walking tree is my favorite tree. It don't bear fruit. No. But it gained the understanding how to pick up one root at a time. And it may take months to pick up that one root, but it's gained the understanding to pick that root up and move it just an inch. Pick the other root up, move it just an inch, and move itself and take control of its life and get itself to where it want to be grounded in. The walking tree itself is a showing sight that you can break free of whatever existence you have going on with you. Nothing is permanent in this world. You do not have to be like a tree. The walking tree say, listen, I'm not going to be a tall tree. I'm not going to be a thick tree, because I can't move where I want to be. You see, a lot of y'all got to take, like, y'all got to really reflect. And I'm not saying be that tree. Just look at it and take and reflect how that is in your life. See yourself in the things that's in your environment. And if your environment is not a good environment, see yourself in that environment. Ask yourself, is that what you want to be seen as? Because you are a product of your environment. Product means equal to. It is the total of. It is the creation of what's around it. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 could just be 1. You see what I'm saying? Because 1 and 1 is a reflection of each other. It's still going to equal 1. 1 plus 1 could equal 2, but 1 plus 1 could always equal 3 or 4 or 5. You don't even understand that. To really take that into understanding, we're not talking about just math. Y'all gotta break free of this mess. 2 people can equal 5 people, let alone 12, 15, 20 people. 1 person and 1 person can equal 0, because both people can diminish each other so much that they're not even seen. You got so many mad problems in y'all life that y'all so focused on the tree life of math, stagnation. Or 1 plus 1 is 1 because that's what 1 plus 1 is 2 because that's what you was taught, and it's never gonna be nothing different. You know, your mindset is no different than the tree stagnated, because now you can't understand the past and the interchangeability of life. That's it. At the end of the day, y'all gotta break free, break free, break free, break free of these chains, break free of the branches that's holding you down to the one tree that's holding you back. Y'all gotta understand that the seed leaves the tree. The fruit falls from the tree, but the seed leaves the fruit. The fruit is just the essence to hold the seed. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. It doesn't, but the seed can travel beyond the tree. Man, it's so much going on that y'all really gotta just focus in and understand it. And I understand that this is too much information for some, but grasp what you can. Even if you fall from your tree, you are not the fruit. You are the seed. What does the seed want to be seen as? What type of tree is it going to be? What type of plant is it going to be? What do you want to be seen as? And what do you see yourself as? And who see you? And what do they see you as? Ask yourself these questions, because it reflects back. Because you worry about everything else around you, but reflect back to yourself. Because at the end of the day, who you going to be held accountable at the end of your life? And I'm not talking about Jesus and God. No. At the end of your life, when you sitting at your last breath, asking yourself, what did you do with your life? All you can say is, this is what I did. You can't say so and so killed me. they did this to my life. No. What did you do with your life? It's based on what you want to be seen as. Do you want to be seen as great? Do you want to be seen as lacking? Do you want to be seen as negative? Do you want to be seen as envious? Do you want to be seen as peaceful? Do you want to be seen as light? What do you want to be seen as, and work hard to be seen like that? If anything you doing makes you seen in an opposite direction of what you want to be seen as, end it. Break free of it. Break it off. Lose it. Disregard it. Discard it. Let it go. Because it's causing you to not be seen how you want to be seen. Anyway, peace be upon y'all, survival list, and anybody else who's seen this or heard this message. Y'all, I'm about to jump off this mic. Somebody else just hit me up. They need the message personalized. You see what I'm saying? Brother Jay, since you here, Brother Chocolate, since you also here, let the people know how they can reach you. Let the people know what you got going on. We about to get up out of here.
Hey, peace and blessings to that. So right now, you can definitely catch me on all social media platforms, Stock Market J. I do have a link in my bio with my link tree on here. You need where you can find me at and everything like that. I am currently working on a financial education workbook, and it's funny that you said that because as soon as like before you said that, like maybe 2-3 minutes ago, someone just messaged me on Facebook like, "Hey, see what you're doing. Maybe my community can benefit from it." So it's another collaboration going. So I will just tell people, sowing, planting seeds, doing it from a place of abundance and understanding is where you get the increase from. So please just understand, like I said, I'm currently working on a workbook, a financial education workbook. Um, and of course it's meant to build a better understanding of the world of money, because everyone has so much information, but they lack the education, so they don't know what to do with it. It's not serving them. They only can do copy and paste. I'm trying to help people elevate to the realm that in which they can become a teacher. So right now, that's what I got going on. If you follow me on Facebook, I encourage you to join my group, Stock Market Education Center. It is truly educational based. Classroom setting teachings is what I do, giving real information. So if you want to increase in the financial realm, of course, you follow my page, you're going to see me talk about health and fitness and everything and the like, and of course, living in the spiritual realm, because it's all interconnected. But yeah, that's what I got going on. Find me on Stock Market Jail and everything. Tune in my podcast, Stock Market Tour Guide, available on all major platforms. Go grab my book on Amazon, Beginner's Guide to Stock Market Investing by Justin Ellsworth, and just tap in on all levels.
All right, peace be upon that. Plug in, y'all. Let's catch this.
Peace again. I am Chocolate Gold. You can find me at Virgo Sun and Soil. What I got going on this week, I got a lot of stuff I got to do outside my routine, so I won't have a Words of Wellness at 1 on Wednesday or a Thick and Cap Thought at 3 on Thursday. They will return next week, but I will be here Friday for our Fundraising Freedom Friday. Come check us out and see what type of fundraisers we are building now and get to know the mission behind them.
All praises to that. Indeed. Fundraising Freedom Friday is going to be here. And I should be available and ready for that, because me and Chocolate Gold have been working hard on creating the Forest Restoration Conservation Act of 2024. We on the third quarter, and we are going strong. We got improvements, but we also increasing. So I can't wait and can't wait for the harvest. I'm excited. That's all I can say. I'm over here. I can't stop, won't stop. That's really what my mind wanted to say, because we on a mission of sowing and growing. What that look like, you got to just join us. We on Mondays and Friday, Monday through Friday. Me and Chocolate Gold are bouncing back to back. So you plug it into her, you plug it into me. It don't matter. You gonna hear the message of the sower. What do? Y'all, I'm sowing seeds. I'm sowing seeds. I'm helping you be a better sower to whatever increase that you are trying to get to, be it mind, body, soul, spirit, or financial. If it's even physical, I'm helping get you there. What do you need help in? First, you got to be accountable. First, you got to release yourself from the spirit of procrastination. And then you got to be able to reflect what it is that you need in a way that others can understand. Without these things, I cannot help you. Because if you don't know these things, I don't know these things. If you need help in these things, just reach out to me and say, JoJo, how can I be a better reflector? How can I be able to release myself from the spirit of procrastination? How can I reach my harvest? And we can work from there. Until then, my name is JoJo, also known as the Master of Manifestation, and gives a real fucks depending on the platform you are on. Keep growing, keep sowing, and so on and so forth.